Hey kids, it's Charlie at Charlie Slybox, and today for you we have 5 commonly overlooked but super useful and handy fly shop products that we all use here. This is our kind of favorite little things that we kind of went through and what we all use that you don't really think about too much. And the first one being, of course, we all love TMCO Dry Shake, and I'm sure you do too. Fantastic stuff. But over time, as you use it, you end up with a bottle full of just the desiccant crystals, and there's no fume silica left in there. You don't necessarily need to buy a new dry shake. What you can buy is a dry shake refill. This is fume silica by itself. It doesn't have the crystals in it. It's just got the fume silica, and it's got a handy little squirt bottle type applicator here. So just turn it over, spray some in there. Try not to breathe too much of that in. Shake it back up, and you're good to go. So you've got a brand new bottle of dry shake with a refill. You can do that a three times before you got to maybe do need to buy a new one. That's something that you've had your same bottle of dry shake for a long time, and it sounds like rocks in there. It's time. That's an easy fix. The second thing is this CNF 2-in-1 retractor. We've all got one of these. The cool thing about this is you've got one retractor, but you've got 2 ends to it, so you can put 2 different accessories on it. So rather than having to hang one here on your strap and one below it on the strap, you can hang them all in the same spot. It's got a sturdy pin attachment on the back here, and it's not a cheap little flimsy one that'll come off like some of the cheap retractors. Little pigtail retractor on the inside, big snap swivels to attach your tools. Super easy, low profile, easy little tool. 20 bucks, 18 bucks, I think.
18 and a magnet.
And a magnet. It's got a fly. It's called a fly catcher, Max. Of course, you'd call it a magnet. This is a fly catcher. So if you're going to tie a fly on, you take it out of your box, but you've then realize you've got your nippers attached here, and you need to set the fly down. You just stick it to this magnet right here in the middle. This fly catcher. That's what makes it worth 18 bucks. Again, like I say, not super expensive, but a very handy little thing to have, and much more durable than your typical little cheap retractor. Thirdly, this is one of my favorite things. This is one of my long-held secrets. We all have $100+ fly lines, and they are at various states of newness. But at some point, all of them, every one of them, the tip sinks on. Doesn't matter what you do. It's just the nature of the beast. The tip is going to sink on your fly line. No matter what new technology I've seen over the last 40 years, all fly lines eventually sink. Some of them sink right out of the box. A quick, easy, under $10 way to make the tip of your fly line float is Mucelin. This is an old school line treatment. This is the silicone version with the green label. There's a red label version that is just paraffin. And the idea of this is it's got a little felt pad in here, and you take this little felt pad and get some of that silicone on there and fold it over your fly line and run it down the last, I'd say 25, 30 feet of your fly line. And this does a couple things for you. It does scrape off some of the crud, but it also coats that fly line with silicone, which makes it instantly buoyant. It makes a huge difference. So not only does your fly line float, but if you coat it a little further back, when you mend, your line doesn't stick to the water as much. This is, like I say, something I've done for a long time. I carry one in my pack. I will give you a tip. This stuff does melt on a hot day, so I keep it in a Ziploc bag in my pack. If you just put it in there like that, eventually you'll just have one corner of your pack filled with Mucelin, which you can also apply in a much more complicated manner from there. So put it in a Ziploc bag. That'll make that a lot easier. I've talked about this before, I think, on my sling pack video. This is the Angler's Image line clipper. This is an $18 nipper, and honestly, it's one of the best nippers ever made. For all the years that I got it, this was the nipper that I used. We still sell tons of these in the shop. They're 18 bucks. They're super sharp. This is Max's fly line here, so I don't feel one bit bad about this, but it will go through fly line, tippet, whatever you need to go through. And one of the coolest things about it, for those of you who occasionally tangle your leader, I've never used it for untangling a leader, but if you were to tangle your leader, this little needle retracts, and it's a little longer than your usual needle. So not only can you clean hook eyes out with it, but you can also untangle a knot in your leader. That's one of my favorite little products in the shop. That's a cheap little product. It's not an $80 nipper. If you like $80 nippers, by all means use them. I do. I like them, but I have this on my pack. That's a great nipper for 18 bucks. It's not the cheapest nipper, but it's a long way from the most expensive nipper, and it's really well made. It's Japanese steel, stays sharp for a long time. That's something you should probably have. There's nothing worse than having to chew through some 4X tippet with your old worn out nippers. This even cutting butt section of, you just saw me cut Max's fly line. Max is going to have to get a new fly line. You see how easy that goes through that? There's no notches, no hesitation as it goes through. Really a well-made tool. And then finally, and this is not a new thing. This is a Sims taco bag. This is not a new thing. These have been around for a while. But if you don't have something like this and you're taking your waders and boots off, or even just your wading shoes off at the end of the day, this time of year you're not wearing waders, and throwing them in the back of your car, you realize that if you leave the windows up, your car stinks. There's rocks and gravel everywhere in the back of your truck. The way this is meant to work is you unzip this, and it makes a big circle for you to stand in while you take your waders and boots off, and drop them right onto this bag, and then step out and zip this bag up. It'll hold your waders and boots. It'll actually hold 2 pairs of waders and boots. I know that for a fact. You zip this up. It's ventilated so your stuff can dry. It doesn't necessarily make your car not stink, but it keeps the dirt sort of contained. And then you can take it out and set it in your garage, and it'll still dry out. It's a $50 item. If you don't have something like that to put your waders in, there's a variety of different styles of this. Fish Pond's got a burrito bag. Patagonia's got a wader tote. There's a different variety of them for sure. But this is kind of the one that I think all of us have them. I have several of them. They just sort of accumulate. Really a handy little thing. It's not something new, but if you don't have one, it's something that you want. I think I got everything on our list. That's our top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have questions about it, call Max.